Lynn Taylor here and welcome back to Data Cabling Expert TV. This is a not-to-be-missed piece of advice from our main sponsor Wayne Connors about how shoddy design can lead to deadly results. Wayne, great to have you back with us.
Hi Lynn, nice to see you again.
So being a devil's advocate, isn't cabling just a load of wires that anyone can install?
Yeah, there's a lot more to cabling than you think. I mean, a lot of people say it's only cable, but cable is designed to meet a specific need. It's designed to meet the needs of the transmission speeds it's going to support. It's important to get the right type of cable for the right environment. Let me explain. One client we visited recently linked his main building to an outbuilding. The problem was that the existing cabling that he had in his main building was a shielded cable. And he used that same grade cable to link the outbuilding. Now the problem with the internal grade cable was it was shielded and it was a low smoke, zero halogen construction. Now low smoke, zero halogen construction cable is porous. So when you put that into the outside environment, we'll start degrading over time. The next problem was he used a shielded cable. Now that shielded cable wasn't earthed. Now if it's not earthed correctly, then it starts inducing noise onto the network. So he starts getting problems with his end user in that remote building. And thirdly, and most importantly, low smoke, zero halogen shielded cable is a lightning conductor. So if it isn't earthed correctly, the biggest problem you've got is the device at the other end and maybe even the user.
Even though it's fatal, surely that's a rare situation.
It is fatal, or it could be fatal. I mean, the biggest exponents of this are usually, we find, schools and hospitals. Because they're putting in a porter cabin to get an extra classroom up and operational, they don't think about the infrastructure that they're putting in there. They just throw the cabling in to get the services up. And we've seen this now where on many occasions we've been to schools where porter cabins become a permanent structure rather than just a temporary structure. And it starts to actually degrade the overall network of the school. It's not just that particular link. If we start getting bad service on that link, that will actually permeate all the way through the network. So it's important to design, when we're designing a system, to take this into consideration. And it's not just a case of, it's a lump of string, let's link the two buildings together.
So with schools packed with kids, are they a particular challenge?
Designing a network within school is quite challenging. It's more challenging, I would say, it's more challenging than even some of the banking sector clients that we've got. And the reason why I say that is that we've got to design a system that's going to be more flexible to bandwidth use. When these kids leave their classroom, the last thing they do is save the project they're actually working on. And the very last thing they do is press the print button. That puts a major demand on that network because a lot of the schools use a flat network. So we need to be able to take that into consideration. We also need to take into consideration the users, i.e. the children. And designing where we put the actual outlet is quite important because we want to keep it out of their reach. We've seen loads of occasions where we've pulled back to look at damaged outlets which have been caused by chewing gum being put in them or pencils. So we have to look at the actual client, i.e. the children, and actually try and design a system to meet their needs.
So if you can cable for schools, you can probably tackle anything. Thanks, Wayne.
And thanks very much, Lynn.
So, there you have it. Bad cabling can be a killer, and it's also an important health and safety consideration, especially for those of you working in the public sector with outbuildings. It's also a fire risk, and with the rising buildings packed with electrical equipment and networks, Lloyds and other insurers are seeing a big rise in claims for damage to IT systems. So remember to ask your contractor for a proper assurance on electrical earthing and health and safety considerations for the type of cabling they're going to deploy. I'm Lynn Taylor, and I'll be back soon with more practical expert advice from Data Cabling Expert TV. And the next time, we're going to discover what causes more damage, rats or people. Don't miss it. I'll see you soon.